Alright, and
It's my style and my man bam. It's my style and my man bam.
Dishing out.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? It is 8:01 p.m. Eastern Time. We are just getting settled in. I know we had to stream up for a little bit, for 5 minutes now. You know how we do. Just giving you a little bit of time to join us. Alright, we're going to be streaming for about an hour tonight. I got my boy W. Dubois here waiting in the wings. So, join us shortly.
It's about. It's about. It's about. It's about. It's about.
Yeah. All right, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Matty B, Epis Sports Radio. We are about to get episode 48 on the road. But before we do, please, you know the deal. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, depending on where you're coming from. For Twitch, Instagram. Do whatever you gotta do. All right, keep those notifications on for future episodes and content. We appreciate you as always for showing up. Got my boy W. Dubois here. We're about to hit this intro and get this show on the road. All right, we'll be talking as much as we can, jam-packed into about an hour and 20, something like that. So keep showing up as always. I appreciate you for stopping by. And let's get this thing on the road.
Wake up! You can't remember where it was. Has this dream stopped?
Broadcasting from the capital of sports, it's the Matty B Show. Right here on Epis Sports Radio. Matty B. On Epis Sports
And
Radio.
it's swung on and into the air. To deep right center. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Epis Sports Radio.
Very deep is right. Hits one deep to left field. Headley back near the wall. It's in the air. The Mets win the ball game.
A 60-point game for Corey Bryant. They're up by 3. End zone. Eric Decker holds it in. The Jets win in overtime.
That's right, that's right. On Epis Sports Radio. It's your boy, Matty B. I had to cut the intro a little bit short there because I'm just so excited to get going tonight. All right. And again, we're a little crunch on time, so that's also part of it as well. But, man, I was streaming last night, Dub. You were with me there for the Mental Mondays. I was streaming right before I go live. I get this news about Devin Williams going to the Mets, and I'm like, it was like a ball of emotion. I'm like, oh my God, what? I can't talk about it. This is not what I'm here for. This is not the show for it. It's not the platform. But in the moment, I just wanted to go off and just talk about it for an hour. Not that, this is high press news to be talking about in December, at this point, but I guess for the Mets it is because it leaves so many question marks going forward. There's not much else going on outside of the Knicks in New York sports, at least for me. So, Jets, Giants, you see what happened to the Giants last night. Nice shellacking from, the Patriots, and, New England just showing you that, they're back to form and they're back to just pure dominance. My boy's been hitting me up about Drake May. He's just, he's been glazing this guy for a while now. And all of a sudden, I have to listen, But, yeah, did you see what happened with the Giants kicker last night? I mean, with Kim, it's all falling apart for them, bro. Right. Early on in the game, Dart's getting smashed. You got the whole issue with Abdul Carter, not showing up to it. It's just a whole debacle. Somehow, some way, the Jets won this week, but,
It's funny because coming into the season, not even coming into the season, the beginning of the season not as bad as the Jets were, but just losing the games, consistently losing. And the Giants showing glimpses, and we talk about, they played well. The Giants look like they had something going on. And just like that, with the coach getting canned and all those late these fourth quarter losses over the last few weeks, and now here we are. It feels like them and the Jets are in the same place again.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the story for a long time, right?
Right. They've been the same way for 10 years together. They both are among the bottom 3 or 4 teams in wins in the last 10 years in the league. But the Giants, they gave a little hope. Because I remember I was saying that's all. The Giants look like they're starting to learn how to run an organization like they're used to doing. Because they've been running the organization horrible since the boat ride almost.
Yeah.
They've been through 5 coaches in 10 years, approximately, something like that. And last night, man, the beating they took mentally, physically, just across the board, bro. The owner's battling cancer. He's got his own thing going on. He's got to worry about, the way they look. They look like an inept organization. They remind me of my Jets.
Yeah.
And they're and this is not the first time. I'm not the first person ever saying this, but like I said, there was a moment in the last 9 months where you thought they're starting to kind of get out of that. Jackson Dart, Hannibal, the picks, the defense emerging. Okay, so now you fire the coach. Fine, fine. Joe Shane is surviving this thing, it looks like. And what has he done to deserve to be there? And like the Mets, you were saying earlier, they have so many questions that they shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard. You fire the coach, you fire the GM together. It's not like, what did Joe Shane did? He picked Jackson Dart. Everyone knew Jackson Dart was the guy to pick if you were going to pick a quarterback at that point. It's not like it was a revelation.
Yeah.
You heard of him, and you're not a college football guy, and you knew there was a guy named Jackson Dart who was good. So what the hell did Joe Shane even do? It's not even, Dayball probably picked the guy anyway. Like, I just, yesterday, that beating, bro, it's like I said, from the hit, from the situation to kicker with Carter, from them getting smashed, for the Patriots just having tap dancing on them. They look real bad, man. I was like, damn. I mean, it's just one game, and for me to say, they're just getting their asses kicked. It's the same roster they had when I said they're coming up. So
right.
but it's like, what are you guys doing? What are they doing? It just doesn't like a problem. If we ask Giant fan, it doesn't look like they're in quicksand.
Mm. I mean, certainly they are at this point. And it didn't seem like there was much fight in them, as you get later into that game, punting on, 4th down, with only, 2 scores away. I mean, it just seemed like, they were punting away their season right there. And listen, at 2-11, there's not much to fight for anyway.
Maddie,
I
no
love the
tank,
heart.
no Maddie.
What?
No tanking, man.
No, I understand that, and certainly the quarterback is not doing that, and you see the hits that he be taking. This kid's still going out there trying to play. You see his post game presser talking about it. How this is football. This is what he does. He kind of like poo pooed it a little bit. We could pull that up for you too. More power to him. I like that in a guy. I'm still worried about him. Going forward, I think he's gonna have to learn at some point. To give himself up and to save face a little bit and protect himself.
Comparing himself to Josh Allen and those guys, I think, and it was like, bro, those guys know how to get out of bounds.
Right. Yeah. At some point, right? All the best do. You have to be elusive. It almost looks like as if him and like Scatterbury, seek that type of contact. The hit last night, I don't think was as bad as people say. Having looked at it, it wasn't like there was like a head-on-head collision. It's kind of, I don't think it was unnecessary. You think it was unnecessary?
No, he got hit. He was in bounds, but he was tippy-toeing the sideline. He could have just 4 more inches.
Yeah, well, he was clearly trying to get that first down, and that was the motive there.
Right.
He didn't get it. It was just short, and I believe it was 3rd and 1 actually, right? So they were still, another whole down to play there. I agree. To some extent, you got to be a little bit more aware, but it wasn't like I can pull it up. I'll pull up his presser because he really downplays that hit.
He
overall.
does it every week, man. And this is like the 4th week they're asking him about physicality. Well, not because he hasn't played, but since he's been back, they've been asking him about the physicalities, and he downplayed it before this game.
All right.
And they got hit like that, and then the media, they're going to keep drilling it and drilling it and drilling it until he gets hurt and they have a story. They'll make a story.
Oh, for sure about that. Yeah, I mean, that's just the media doing media things, no doubt.
The Giants are a perfect host for that, a perfect, target for that. The Giants are perfect. They the Abdul Carter situation. The media loves that. Yeah. They're around him like honey and bees,
All right, I got the audio queued up for them right now. It's on screen for you. So, Dub, if you want to monitor that real quick, all right?
Okay, let's go.
Asking you about the hits, taking them, protecting yourself, and things like that.
Okay, let's go.
No. Look, like, I understand the question, but like this is football. Like, I'm gonna get hit if I'm in the pocket or outside the pocket. Like, I feel like I've played this way my whole entire life. There shouldn't be like any shocker to anybody if you've followed along with my career. And we're not playing soccer out here. Like, you're gonna get hit. Things happen. It's just part of the game. Jackson just asking you about the hits and taking.
Play it one more time.
No. Look, like, I understand the question, but like this is football. Like, I'm gonna get hit if I'm in the pocket or outside the pocket. Like, I feel like I've played this way my whole entire life. There shouldn't be like any shocker to anybody if you've followed along with my career. And we're not playing soccer out here. Like, you're gonna get hit. Things happen. It's part of the game. Jackson just asking you about.
All right, so they hear the comments again. Kind of downplays it, and Dub's right. They've been peppering him with this type of question ever since he's come into the league, and his style of play. And listen, there's legitimate concern. There just is. We understand the science behind it now. It's an old school type of hit right there. I'm not against it. I think it's good. It's clean.
Good fit, yeah.
And I think he appreciates that as well. He's clearly expressing that, and it wasn't a hit that clearly bothered him. I don't think
it looks like he right, Matt?
Yeah.
It looks like he likes it. If
Yeah,
he
no,
likes
for
it, Mike,
sure.
he likes
He's a
it. Look,
football
he
guy.
likes it.
This is what they do, man. You
Bro,
know?
he's a grown man, bro. This ain't Mississippi State no more.
Yeah.
And if he falls on his arm or this a nice little hit, but that landing is tough. He falls on that arm, break it, stupid shit.
Right.
And all that, it's not necessary. You're gonna get hit, yeah, but at least
No,
there's
no
a
doubt
time and
about
a
it.
place.
All right. Well, just to before we get on to the subject of Devin Williams and Mets and all that, I did want to show the video of another highlight of this Giants game last night. And that's the kicker Young Ho Koo, who has bounced around in the league for a very long time. He's bounced around so many teams for Young Ho Koo. I mean, that's a whole discussion in itself. But getting a small stint here with the Giants as if there's nobody else out there that they could go grab. They decide to go out and get Young Ho Koo. And I kind of like Koo, but it's hard to defend this guy after this one. A complete botched field goal at a time where, a field goal, helps you definitely stay in this game. It's still early enough. And just to have that happen, you got to see it if you haven't already done so. You did see it, right? Dub, you seen it? Okay, yeah. I'm about to say, I don't know if you've seen this for the first time because I didn't see it live. I didn't, what happened?
He whiffs it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna cue it up right here.
Charlie Brown.
I like that.
Ball kind of slipped out at the bottom, so it was moving. I wasn't able to kick to the ball. The ball was moving when I was driving to it, so I just pulled up on it.
You pulled up. Your leg didn't get stuck.
No, I couldn't. As I was driving to
So
the
there's a
ball,
little
the bottom of the
movement
ball was
there.
slipping out, so I just pulled up on it. The ball kind of slipped out at the bottom, so it was moving. I wasn't able to kick to the ball. The ball was moving when I was driving to it, so I just pulled up on it.
I don't know, man. By what he's saying,
I
you
couldn't.
could clearly see it in
As I
that
was driving
first
to
frame right
the
there.
bottom of the ball was slipping
That
out, so
the
I just
ball
pulled
does
up on it.
move a little
The
bit.
ball
I
kind of
don't know if in
slipped out
real
at the bottom,
time.
so it was moving. I wasn't
Why
able
not
to
even
kick
try
to the
it?
ball. The
Why
ball
not
was
even
moving when I
try
was
it?
driving to it, so I just
Even
pulled up
if
on
the
it.
ball is
Your
moving.
leg didn't get stuck.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
As I was driving to it, the ball was.
I'll keep the video going, but I'll mute the audio there.
Maddie,
Yeah.
you kicked the ground like 6 inches in front of the ball.
I know.
And
That's what.
and
Well,
the guy, I know it's slow motion on most of these feet, but the guy, he don't blame that man. Don't blame that young man. Nah, cool. Cool been tripping. Cool probably shouldn't have been in the league like 2-3 years ago. He's been
his
kinda
numbers have
washed
not
up.
been good. Yeah.
Right. He's been pretty bad. Like,
Yeah.
and the Giants have had kicking problems for years now.
Right. That's why I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't just like try like a rookie or something. Like, there's got to be a rookie kicker out there in the free agency pool. Like, I would much rather just go with somebody else at this point, like, especially now. But like even before, like Koo, you know what you're getting in Koo. I'd rather like just try it out. Somebody. There's got to be somebody, bro. Koo is up there. Let's check that. How long he's been in this league? Young Ho Koo right here.
The first person to miss a field goal without touching the ball.
Has that?
No, I mean, I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
I know. I feel like I've never
One of
seen
the most
that either.
embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's very like jet-like, by the way, like for that to happen.
Yeah, that was
like,
butt fumble stats.
Yeah.
Goofy.
Let's see. Young Ho Koo. Oh, where is he?
You know that doesn't count as a field goal attempt?
It doesn't? That's what I was wondering.
No.
It's not, right?
No. That is crazy. So he protected his field goal percentage.
He did, because he's 6 for 7 this year for the field goals, and 10 for 11 for the extra point attempts. 31 years old. Let's see, how many teams?
The Falcons.
He was
the
with
Falcons
Atlanta
don't
for a
well.
long time.
Yeah, that's where. Oops, sorry about
He
that.
actually came back to Atlanta. He played for 2 teams and it was Atlanta and Giants. So I thought he's played on more teams than that. I feel like he's moved around more than that. But apparently it was just always Atlanta. Chargers back in 2017 when he first came out, only played 4 games, 2 field goals. And then Atlanta 2019 all the way to 2025. I thought he played for more teams than that. That's crazy. I could have sworn he was bouncing around. But field goal percentage on the career, 8 years, 86%. Do you think that's good?
What is it? 86.
86%. Are you
But
okay
he's
with that?
had some.
Yeah.
No, it's not the greatest, solid, decent.
Yeah.
But it's the thing. What cool was like there was a lot of botch moments and clutch. It's
Right,
really
right. It's hard.
like
yeah.
And in the beginning of his career, he was really good.
Yeah, it's hard to quantify that. Like you're saying, like you're right. Like there's
hard to
definitely some
quantify,
like
absolutely.
clutch moments and things
Right.
like
And then
that.
at the beginning of his career, he was way better. Like he was more accurate. That's why he was able to last so long. And the last 3 or 4 years of his career, it's been a debacle. I
will
thought
say
he was
this,
I thought the Giants picked him up off the scrap heap, like where he wasn't in the league for a while. Am I wrong?
Apparently not. Apparently
So
he
he
was
wasn't
under
feeling the team.
contract.
He's always had a job.
I feel like he was like released and then picked up, but like,
Okay.
bro, I mean, I'm on Pro Football Reference. I could pull it up for you guys just to show you. I mean, it's all Atlanta for years now. I felt. Is it him or somebody else I'm confusing him with that was bounced around? Is there like another? No.
It may be. I'm gonna do some. It's cool, man. It's something. It's more to him. I'm sending you something else, Matt, for later on before we get out of here tonight. By the way, or should I send it to your Instagram?
Yeah, send it to
You want me,
my
you want me to-
Instagram with Epis Radio.
You want me to mess up the surprise? You want me to send
No.
it? Okay, so I'll just send it to you then.
No, but send it to the Epis Instagram.
Yeah. I don't know if you know about that from last night. That happened in sports. What he did last night, it was a disgrace. I was like, "Come on, bro! I know about that." And then I don't know if you do. People like, "What is Ronell talking about?"
We'll find
I'm
out.
gonna let Maddie. Yeah, let Maddie do what he do. I'll let Maddie the magician break it. So, but yeah, man, cool, man. Is he gonna be the kicker next week?
No, he's gone. They released him already.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, they released his ass already. That's
Who's
it.
the kicker now?
Yeah. I don't know if they picked anybody up yet, but they did release him.
Meanwhile, Nick Folk is out here become folk heroes. Nick Folk, 58 yards, bang.
Yeah.
Jets win. That was nice, man. When somebody was telling, I
like Nick Folk, man. He been doing it for a long time.
Been there a long time. Yeah, since forever. But like I said, man, I don't believe in tanking, especially with these current situations. We need to.
Okay.
Aaron Glenn need to create a culture of we know how to win and even lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna lose games for a quarterback in a non-quarterback draft. No, we need to learn how to win football games, and it starts with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Right, and teaching them. And when they won that game, and you saw them celebrate together, it felt right. It's like, all right, you know what I mean? Learn to win football games. Tank. For what? We already have more picks than the Thunder. What do you want us to? What do you pick? We have to pick correctly.
Right.
I don't know if we have more picks than the Thunder, though. The Thunder, oh my God, picks. But that's another time. It's ridiculous. They keep stockpiling those things.
By the way, I did see the link, and yeah, I am aware.
Yes. As I told you, I'm gonna let you have it, and I think it's a good.
That's a good one. That's gonna be he's gonna be my fool of the day right there. All right. Before we get on to all of that, we are half an hour in right now. All right, we got a tight window tonight, so I appreciate all of you for showing up. As always, if you're watching in post, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, keep the notifications on. As always, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You got me, Epis Radio. All right, Epis Benedetti on Instagram. You got Maddie on TikTok. We got to fix that a little bit. We got to get a little bit more uniformed. I got to come to a decision on all this. Not to confuse you guys, and also I don't believe I have my TikTok in the bio, so I got to change that. And I'm assuming Dove doesn't have his TikTok information either. Gino's in the house. Where the hell you been, Gino? Man, happy Thanksgiving. It's good to see you, man. Good to hear you. Yeah, Gino's here. So Giants have their QB. You always say the new GM and coach want their guy in there. Oh yeah, I think Giants can rock with Dart. You know, I don't know. I'm assuming that question's directed towards Dub, but yeah, right. Gino, I don't know. Are you against Dart? You think they need to move on from him? You know, I don't know that. I disagree. You know, if that's the case.
Gino's coming because you know how we talk about the new GM, new coach, they want to have their own guys, but Dart's a young quarterback. He's the guy. If those guys were drafting in that draft, they would have took him.
Yeah, he's shown enough. He's shown enough.
Yeah, he's shown enough. For a new GM, a new coach, like we're fine with him moving forward. It's not like he's tainted or you know or you know he's needs to unlearn anything where he's learned bad habits already. He's just gonna have to fix what he has to fix. But I don't know if they're gonna keep the same offensive coordinator. Isn't he the interim coach, offensive coordinator?
Yeah, I think based on what happened last night, especially with this whole Abdul Carter situation,
he's probably going to be gone.
It's probably going to be gone. Period. Yeah. I don't think I don't think he has any chance of becoming the head coach. And just at that point, you know, culture shift. You know, get him out of there. You know, bring in somebody new. I mean, what are the other positives that you know you would think of keeping him at this point? You know, I mean, hasn't shown any signs, you know, of really making an impact like that.
With those guys complaining the way you said, they were the players, the veterans saying that the kid Carter wasn't being held accountable. That's an indictment on this guy. So they feel like that about him. He's gone already. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Get rid of what you got. That's why another reason you get rid of Joe Shane. He doesn't survive this purge. He shouldn't. And if he does, you're right back at square one, and you're going to be lose. You're going to set yourself back years again.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, you're looking at a 1 to 2 year rebuild again. You know, like just right off the bat. You know, that's where it's at. You know, yes, you have some promising talent. Obviously, you know, Neighbors come back next year. You know, Scatterboo, you know, and all of a sudden this team looks different.
It didn't take no rocket scientist to pick Malik Neighbors, some grab guru.
Yeah.
And everyone knew all of the players that Abdul Carter, they had to take him at that place.
Sure. I mean, but, you know that isn't that what you want out of Shane? You know, like, then you're saying he did the right thing.
Yes, but if you were, now what I'm also saying is if you were in his position in those draft rooms, you would have picked those same players. It wasn't like he saw.
I get what you're saying. Easier said than done, bro. So, you know, a lot of guys miss. A lot of GMs miss and all that. You know, like.
We don't even know if Carter's the one, but at the time, if Carter flops, you know. But I'm just saying now, he did pick the right guy. I'm not going to
That was actually a debate on WFAN today, and more news on WFAN later, by the way. But I heard that debate between Tiki and Evan, you know, whether or not Abdul Carter is a flop situation now, you know, and Tiki still seems to have some faith in him, you know. Obviously, we were talking about he's got 1.5 sacks so far this season.
17 tackles.
You know, doesn't seem committed. 17 tackles, okay, you know, but like
he's missing meetings. Man. That is the problem.
Right.
Forget about the numbers.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that off the air, like we talked about that, the culture that's unacceptable. I see these guys, Cam Newton and Shannon Sharp, they were going nuts when Keon Coleman was missing meetings in Buffalo. And then Buffalo Bills suspended Keon Coleman, which the Giants didn't do with Abdul Carter, and that's what you were talking about, Matty. It's not enough. Buffalo suspended Keon Coleman, and everyone likes Keon Coleman. You know, the Instagram, the TikTok, he's funny, he's engaging, nice young man. But at the end of the day, he's here to win football games and catch the football. And that's what it's all about. And he's missing meetings. And they were pissed. When I saw when Cam was talking, I never seen Cam was going crazy. And he was just like a real football guy. This guy's missing meetings. Then you're dancing.
Yeah.
What? And I was like, wow. He was in this Parker, this Buffalo Bills Parker, dancing on the sideline, and they're playing, and they're like, bro, you're suspended. Sit the fuck down. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. But I didn't know that's how they were coming, bro. I see all the coaches like that. And so once again, if they say that about what's the coach's name? They don't coach Maddie. I'm sorry. Maddie, guys. But if they say that
forgetting too. Hold on. I got it for you real quick.
I know. We've heard his name 1,000 times
I said it today too.
Right, but if they're saying this about him, he's done.
Mike Kafka, yeah.
Mike Kafka, right? Mike Kafka. If they're saying that about Kafka, it's over, bro. But he'll get another shot. I mean, it's all Salah's name's being thrown around again.
Yeah, no, like I said, Kafka's out of there, bro. Like that's not even a question at this point.
The question is Shane, though, right? Yeah. Hopefully for the Giants. And you never know.
I don't think they get rid of Shane either, because again, like you said, I think he pressed on certain moves. It just hasn't panned out in that way.
Why does he get 2 head coaches? I don't know, man. They gave the other GM the same thing. What's his name? Gettleman. They let him go through like 3 coaches, and he was getting worse. Why keep, it was another, how many GMs have they been through? They've been through 5 coaches and 3 GMs in 10 years? That's a lot of GMs in 10 years. A GM's supposed to have a 4 or 5 year plan. And you're going through 3 in 10 years. You could compare, like the Jets aren't different from the differences at this very moment is the Jets are in their position where they have the GM and the coach. They did it right finally. We don't know what's going to get from it, but they put the GM and the coach together. One of them is more of an alpha, and the other one is more of the brain guy. And
the problem is they still don't have their quarterback. And
that's the GM, coach, quarterback. That is what takes you to the net, right? Coach, quarterback. Sometimes but yeah, right. The Jets don't have the quarterback.
Absolutely.
So
which definitely separates them, with the Giants right now.
The Giants have the quarterback, but the Giants are going to get a coach. The Giants are going to have an opportunity to get any coach they want. That's available. If Tomlin or if Tomlin in Pittsburgh or even John Harbaugh in Baltimore, if they get exhausted, these franchises might be exhausted of these guys. Because we look at these guys as these pinnacles and these great coaches, 20-year coaches, but the fan bases are tired of them. They're tired of John Harbaugh, bro. Do you know that? I'm saying that to everybody. Like, you guys know that? Like, they're done with him in Baltimore. I don't know if they're done. In Pittsburgh, we already know the deal. We've heard those rumblings for 4 years.
Yeah.
10
still winning success though. Still numbers.
They want Harbaugh. John, the Harbaugh bro, Baltimore bro. They might be coming for him, on horseback.
I mean, everybody has their time, and I think his time's probably overdue. Same thing with Tomlin as well.
That's what happened to Vrabel in Tennessee. If Vrabel in Tennessee, Derrick Henry was done. He was done. Then New England went and scooped them up. Here they are. The Giants will have an opportunity to get whatever they want, man. They're the New York Giants still. It's still one of the best jobs in football.
I think it's intriguing. I think you definitely have, some pieces in place. But again, it's time after time. Again, you can talk about all these potential candidates, but it seems like anybody that they bring in just does not pan out. Something's inherently wrong. You see that with the Jets as well. Yeah, no problem. But I that again, us the pundits, we can go over it all the damn time. We can say, oh, I want this guy, I want that guy. At the end of the day, you need a guy that can actually do it. And I've yet to see one. Everybody has a bunch of suggestions, and yet somehow, some way, whoever they bring in, it just doesn't pan out. We're seeing that with the Jets right now. It's nothing to really get hyped on this season, for the Jets going forward. No. We'll see how they draft. I don't know. We'll see where they land in the draft. Maybe that makes it a little bit more exciting. Outside of that, I really don't know. I don't have much high hopes, for the future.
I feel the 2025 Jets season, as we come to the last part of it, the last the fourth quarter of the season, so to speak, it's been up and down though, right, man? But I feel okay about it.
More so down.
Yeah, but I mean, I did have higher hopes. Probably should have limited my expectations a little bit. Maybe we should do that as a fan base a lot more than we usually do. Like I said, man, last week's win was nice. Cincinnati win was nice, winning games. They got the picks, like you said. They made a couple of moves on the field. There's nothing a lot to write home about. But like I said, you have to learn to win with a core. And
right.
You have to learn to lose too, and they're learning to do that. But like I said, and they got rid of Quinn and Williams. They got rid of veteran guys who are used to losing.
Which I thought was a step in the right direction. It showed some balls in the organization.
Right. And I like that from Coach Glenn. I like that from Coach Glenn. I respect these are good players, but these kids are used to lose. Quinn and Williams going to Dallas, and they've rejuvenated the defense.
Right.
He's playing out his mind over there. So we talk about it all the time, right? It's all here, right? These guys are all blessed physically and athletically, but the Jets, I like the situation they're in, but like I said, that can turn around quick. Enjoying this garbage, but it's the Jets. Still, they're sick. Anything can happen. But Glenn and this regime, I have some hope for it. So, and I'm gonna give them a chance. So. The Giants in the offseason, they're going to have to put themselves in a position to be, I'm not saying to be the Jets this year, but where they're fully turning the corner. But they have the quarterback. They have that excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Jets don't have that. And that's what you were talking about just now. You're like, there's nothing. The Giants have that quarterback.
Well, right. That's the difference. Yeah.
Big difference.
That's the difference. But, the Jets could change that. They didn't do themselves any favors by beating the freaking Falcons this week, and screwing up their draft position a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just saying, I know I'm not knocking the win. I like, guys got to go out there and do their things, but, these things matter, man. I'm just saying. Jets have a history of not even tanking right. So
I wanted to win that game, bro.
I know. I'm not saying they should tank. I'm not on that side of that. I understand the competitive spirit. I like to see guys make improvements and fight and want to win and go out there. You've seen it with the Commanders against the Broncos. Commanders team that, really had nothing to fight for, but they took a Denver team into OT, and really,
and that's what we ask for in sports, for you guys to compete and take it seriously. We ask for it all the time.
No doubt about it.
Like even we talking about the Cup the other day, they're like, these guys competing out there, okay?
Right.
So, but the thing about it is with the Jets, even with the tanking thing, another reason you don't need it, the Jets, if they want, they can put a pick together with, say they get the 5th pick because they played well at the end of the year and they got to put the 7th pick instead of the 3rd or the 2nd or even the 1st, right? They can package that and move up and get the player they want. They have picks like the Thunder, bro. So I would sacrifice that just to get a couple of wins and get that taste.
Yeah.
Let these guys get a taste of victory. So Aaron Glenn doesn't have to be 2-15 his first season in the league. I don't want that. Coaching records matter for him, Go win football games, So what you think? Maybe Flores? You think Flores is ready? The G-Man? Flores been creeping around for years now, waiting for the shot.
I don't know. We'll see. Again, I don't have the answer, man. Who knows? You can throw out a bunch of different candidates, but at the end of the day, Bill Belichick, come to the Giants. Why not? Who knows, man? I don't have the answers, because it just doesn't seem like there's ever a good fit.
There's a lot of football to be played, though, so we're definitely gonna. There's a lot of football left. They're gonna get criticized if they keep losing. It's not like we're gonna be, it's okay. They're gonna get killed. So people want to see when the game's on Sunday, man.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
Moving on from football, all right, because I did open up the show talking about getting hot about Devin Williams and the Mets.
Right.
And now we are 45 minutes in, so we got to get on to that subject. I got a couple other topics as well. Real quick, though, some breaking news locally, WFAN radio and nationally anyway. Greg Carton, the old-time radio host,
My God.
Coming back to WFAN, my man Pots and Pans. Coming back to the afternoon drive, a lot of shake up there. We talked about it on the previous show, Dub. Keith McPherson getting out ahead and announcing his departure from the show. And I have a feeling it had a lot to do with this news, breaking news that we heard today. Very interesting, too, about it. You're hearing it reported from all the big outlets, yet WFAN continues to decline comment. Even Evan Roberts himself would not talk about it on today's show. Yeah. So they're clearly being told by the architect at WFAN to not speak on the issue because apparently they haven't made it official.
They have to finalize it so they don't have these guys twisting in the wind. It's ridiculous. They have to finalize it. You know, they told Maggie and those guys they're out of there immediately.
Yeah.
You got Sal and BT twisting. They know the axe is coming and their head is on the guillotine. Give it to them already. Don't do that to these guys.
Are you surprised by that? Because I wasn't expecting that. I always felt like Craig would come back eventually, but I kind of like BT and Sal, not for nothing. Yeah. I like their show, but for them to leave completely, apparently that time slot was not doing well.
That time slot is always the axe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like when Evan was on it, when Evan and Joe was on it, they did well.
Right.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. And that's why Evan's going back to that time slot with Tiki, which I think totally makes sense. You know, and I think that's also why Keith left. I think Keith got pissed off. I don't think it has anything to do with his family, bro. I think he got pissed off because there's rumors that Craig's new partner is going to be Tommy.
Or
McMonagle. And I'm pretty sure it ain't going to be McMonagle. So I think McMonagle's probably still going to do the overnights.
We didn't get on with Sleepy Beetle's ass overnight.
I think Craig is more of a Tommy person. I think that energy, them together,
I like that. Yeah.
Would be pretty interesting, pretty entertaining at the very least. They may not talk a lot of sports, but
Morax with Evan and Tommy go with
Yeah, and I think I have a feeling, bro, that Keith was a little turned off by that.
He's the odd man out. Or no, he wasn't mentioned or whatever. Yeah, right. He probably does have. Keith knew something.
I think that little ego in him, and I don't blame him if that's the case. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm just saying I think he might feel the type of way.
He's not out of the station though. He's just
but
not in the slot.
He definitely minimized his role because he probably was looking forward to this as this is my chance for a promotion. Right. And then once he didn't get it, it was like, whoa. Why not?
Well, Craig is bro. His negotiation probably was like, I want this, I want that. He picked what
for sure. So if Craig, says boo, they're gonna, they're gonna follow suit, no doubt. So it makes sense. If Craig came in and says, and he's worked with Tommy before, he has not worked with Keith.
No.
If he says no, I want Tommy, that's it. It's over. That's it's his way of the highway. So
no, but if you don't take Tommy, Keith's not even mad about that getting picked by Craig. But if all these guys are gonna move around, you can get me in the daytime. But he was saying no, he liked nighttime. No, he didn't want to work nighttime no more though. Did he?
Right, because of the kid and all that. That makes sense. But
then now the opportunity comes to get me out of there, and y'all ain't get me out of there.
And he's not even on the table for consideration.
Right.
So I really think I think that was like a big FU.
I don't want to. I'm 28. I'm 31 years old. I don't want to be new Steve Summers. I'm not ready to commit to that.
Yeah.
But they had him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe there'll be room for him to return and do that later. Somewhere down the line.
Window right now. Is it Tommy or Morash? Are they doing that?
It's McMonagle. I would assume. Maybe Tommy's filling in, right? I would assume Tommy's definitely filling in, but Keith is getting some slot. Somewhere. So I'm assuming he's doing some spot starts. You know.
Keith on Instagram trolling in the living room, with his feet up.
Yeah, for sure. You know.
But he's a talent, yo. So he's gonna get paid.
He's a
Someone's gonna come
talent. I think he's a more corporate talent. I could see him on
and
Fox. I could see
he's
him
probably-
on
He's not on that big end. He's probably gonna be done in the before he-
ESPN, Fox, SNY. I could see him being an SNY guy. Yeah.
Bro, back in the day when I was a kid, he goes there when I was a kid. I was like, yo, this guy's voice is crazy. I knew he was good. Next thing you know, he was gone. Then I look up and he's on CBS doing the NFL like 2 years later. Like,
Right.
He was like 25. And you knew he was a talent. So, Keith's not a radio guy anyway. He's bigger than that. There's other guys, there too like that. And Craigie, he's a real disc jockey, bro. For real, like he's the real deal. Like I'm not calling him Howard Stern, but in sports, he's Howard Sternish, bro. Like he's the fucking man, bro. Like he's gonna get a guy who knows more sports than him. Whoever works with him knows more sports than him, right?
Yes and no. I mean, if it's Tommy, I wouldn't necessarily say Tommy knows more sports. I mean, I guess he does. But, Carton only cares about what he cares about.
Right,
and,
exactly.
He cares about what, what gets views. And,
where me and you are going to be details. And I know this, Harnell, or W.
I'm more Carton than you are. I'm more Carton than you are because I like the fluff sometimes. But
and I'm a big Carton fan, though. I'm not. I don't try to mimic it
but in terms of our radio acumen, that's what I mean.
I watch him on Sports Grid in the morning. I try to catch him at 11, I catch him a lot. And I was telling you, I was like, oh yeah, he's coming back, great. And he had the little Fox show they gave him that didn't get great, but people went off of him.
Apparently, that slot on Fox was always did bad, and apparently the new Barstool show that replaced it is also doing terrible. So,
right.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Don't got much time. The kids are coming up for a bed soon. All right, let's get on to it. Devin Williams, my man, Pots and Pans, coming across town to Queens. All the big news about Stevie Cohen and his metropolis that's being built over there. Did you know, Dub, that the NYFC stadium, new stadium over there, the Etihad Park, all right, right across the street from Citi Field, is almost completed in terms of its infrastructure.
That's the MLS team, right?
Yes, I believe it's NYFC that's coming here. Etihad Park. Etihad Park. Yes. I'm sure they're gonna have other, maybe potential women.
Wait. Hold on, I'm confused a little bit. We got the Red Bulls. They're out on the Jersey side of the city.
Yeah.
Right. New York Red Bulls. They playing giant over there. Then
it's New York City. New York City FC. That's coming here.
Play Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, they're building a park. They're building a park right across the street from.
Question.
Yes.
Where does the Gotham team play? The women's team, the NWSL team, the National Women's Soccer League team, because there's a New York Gotham team. Because I know
New York Gotham team. Let's check.
The women's soccer team. Where are they gonna play?
Is that what they're called? New York Gotham.
Yeah, and FC Gotham, some shit like that. But it's Gotham, so it's the New York team.
Hold on, I'm gonna check.
Yeah, it's women's soccer. They play against the Orlando Pride because I know I do Pride games down here.
Jersey Sky Blue. The team was known by Sky Blue FC from 2008 until 2020. New York, New Jersey, Gotham. Where do you guys play? Where does?
I imagine they're going to be going somewhere, and they're going to make the soccer hub in New York City.
Harrison, New Jersey.
Interesting.
And then New York Metropolitan. So they play on the island or Queens? Where the hell do they play? I'm confused.
What's Harrison, New Jersey then?
Yeah, I'm confused.
I should even.
Will Gotham move into Queens with New York City? I'm looking at it. It seems to be on the table, but I'm not sure.
They should. That's why I asked. They should put them there.
Based in New Jersey and New York, competing in the national. So where did they play all the time?
Last year, or this year that just passed.
Why? Like you would think this would be a lot more simpler of a search.
It's not, but things have to be complex, I suppose. They wouldn't have it any other way. That's what I was asking because I seen this team, Maddie, in Orlando. I saw them get up on the bus. I'm like, there's a New York soccer women's team. It's called. They're dark. They had dark colors. Oh wow!
Yeah.
And then they came in there and they kicked our asses and eliminated
All right,
us.
they play their home games in Harrison, New Jersey at the Sports
Harrison.
SI Stadium, formerly Red Bull Arena. Got it.
Okay.
Although the team represents the New York metropolitan area, it is based in New Jersey. What else is new? They have a history of playing matches in New York City as well, such as on Randall's Island. Okay.
So don't come to
that's
Queens.
where-
Then. Stay where you at. Then don't come to Queens. Stay
Yeah,
where you
well,
are.
they
We're
probably
good.
will, though. They
But
probably
they
will.
make it
I
sound like
wouldn't.
their culture. They make
Gotham
it-
FC,
they
why
make it
not? It
sound
makes
like-
sense.
They make it sound like the culture's on that side of town. You know, like the Jets culture's on the east side of New York, like Queens, Long Island.
Yeah,
The
and
Giants
that's why they
culture-
should come to
Right.
either Brooklyn or Queens. That'd be awesome. I've
But
heard
you said-
rumblings
but
of
they
Brooklyn.
play with the Red Bulls.
Do you know what's interesting? In Madden NFL, when you try to relocate the Jets, the only option for New York relocation is Brooklyn.
I'm
They
going to do that.
They do not give you the option for Manhattan or Queens. They only give you Brooklyn. And I actually did it. I changed it myself. They become, and if you want to keep the Jets brand, they become the Brooklyn Jets. And I was like, yeah, that's dope. Yeah. Like,
One day.
yeah. I mean, that'd be amazing, actually. I think the Jets should go to Brooklyn. That'd be awesome. But anyway, Edad Park being built. It's in construction. I don't know if it'll be ready for next year, but it's certainly on its way. $780 million in building costs. And recently, the reason why I bring this up is because Steve Cohen just got approved for his little casino metropolis that is going to be built and ready to go by 2030. All right, along with two other approved casinos in the New York metropolitan area, out in other part where Resorts World is, and I believe somewhere up in Yonkers or something like that. Wild stuff, wild news around the Queens area, and then during the football game last night, you get this news of Devin Williams coming to the Mets, coming across town and shaking things up a little bit in Major League Baseball free agency. And my immediate reaction last night as I was about to go live, it was just, okay, what now? And that pretty much remains to be my reaction in all of this, because it truly is the question. Like, what does this mean going forward now? Because it's, does this mean that Edwin Diaz is coming back? Does this mean that Devin Williams is the new closer of the Mets? Okay, if that's the case, are we in on a Tyler Rogers who, performed really well for us last year to, help supplement the bullpen? We just let Ryan Hesley go. He walked, went to Baltimore. Even though I guess in retrospect, all right, we signed Devin Williams who theoretically had a better ERA than Ryan Hesley. Williams last year, 4.79 ERA with the Yanks. He was definitely much better in the second half of the season, specifically after the All-Star break. We had talked about it here, you and me, Dub, on the show. There was a nice little stretch there that he seemed to be returning to form, but then kind of fizzled out, come late September and playoff time, and didn't really do them any favors in the playoffs for them as well.
They were losing.
They were losing, right? So it's not necessarily on him, but again, not great. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm not. This move doesn't excite me. It just leaves me worried to what is about to happen. And does this mean
Diaz's
that Diaz
future?
Right. I mean, maybe Diaz gets signed with the Yankees? I don't know. Don't you think it's also a little funny, by the way, that I heard a lot of people talking about that on the socials today, that the Yankees that the Yankees had changed their facial hair, their 50-year facial hair policy for Devin Williams, and he freaking Juan Soto'd them by going there for a year and leaving.
Did he want Soto them? Did they want him back?
Well, I don't think. I don't. They probably didn't want him back as much as the Mets. I don't know. I mean, the Mets gave him 3 years, $45 million with a $6 million signing bonus. So all in all, it comes out to $51 million. What is that? 17 mil per year.
Yeah.
So were the Yankees willing to give him that money? I don't know. Clearly
Mets
not.
the Yankees a favor.
Maybe. I don't know. Yankees might just go, steal Edwin Diaz and call it a nice swap. Like that's what kind of fears me a little bit here. There's also the other side of the token that, like now it's kind of Steve Cohen showing up the Steinbrenners a little bit, and it's like, we're just gonna continue to take your players. Like if you're not, gonna give them money.
On the phone with the Yankees, as far as the Yankees are concerned, Soto, yeah, that's a coup. But Devin Williams, the Yankee fans look at it, and the Yankee organization, all right, go ahead, take our guy. Like I said, I don't feel that way. I think Devin Williams is very effective. He can be effective, and relievers, there's always going to be that gamble.
Bro, for 4 straight. Nah, even more. Let's go back. For 5 straight years to open up his career. All right. 2020 to 2024. 5 seasons. Okay. He had a 2.50 ERA or lower each year. 4 of those years, it was under 2.
Okay.
All right. I mean, clearly last year was... Yeah, and again, you see this similar trend with Ryan Hesley. He leaves Phillies. He was, Devin Williams was with Milwaukee for all those years. Phenomenal years.
You and a lot of other guys, Gino says, a lot of guys feel like, it started in Milwaukee with the Pete Alonso home run. So,
yeah,
that's the, but, I will always agree with you. Like I said, this shit is mental. I always say that this game is mental. You move guys around. Sometimes it's hard to be robotic like a DeGrom or Soto, and you just lock in. These guys get shaken up. These are human beings, especially with relief pitching. The mental gymnastics it takes to be effective out in that position.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying, so even Diaz was horrible at one point. Now he's the man, but you remember the struggles with him. Yankee fans had Mariano Rivera for 20 seasons almost. So you get spoiled. These guys, he's not getting another one. So, so these
that's what Gino's
pitchers,
saying right now in the comments. Gino's saying, he was effective after the bad beginning for the Yankees. Pitching in New York is a big deal.
Right.
You got to be ready.
Right.
Diaz sucked first year in New York City, and he's right. That's why I wanted Ryan Hesley to come back, because Hesley came over. He was an all-star reliever. This guy throws 100. The proof is in the pitting. The proof is in the pudding. All right, and you throw 100, 102. You're gonna strike some guys out. You don't even need to locate shit. And Devin Williams, his stuff is just nasty. The movement on his pitches is ridiculous. Clearly, he was out of sorts to start this year. He seemed to have that moment after the All-Star break where he started to settle in. His numbers were definitely much better later in the year. For a stretch there, it was in the low 2s. And, I got to look at that and say, hey, you know what? The Mets wanted Devin Williams.
Gino don't want Hensley. Gino said he had to go.
Yeah, but Hesley has to go. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I disagree. I don't think he has to go.
And once again, it doesn't mean these guys aren't good, but sometimes it's the pairing, the team, the timing, and these relief pitchers are so fragile. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't a good fit. Maybe there's something else we didn't know. I don't know.
Maybe you do bring him back and they get him together. They get him a nice apartment, and his kid go to the right school. I don't know. Then he starts.
Maybe he really was opposed to New York. I don't know. That's just a thing too. Some guys just don't want to live here. They have kids, whatever. I don't know if he's got kids, but
he didn't want to live here. He still didn't give a shit. He was lights out.
But DeGrom was of that level. I think it was a little different there.
A giant.
Yeah.
And I know what Jake DeGrom is, no doubt.
Well, Gino's saying that Hesley couldn't handle it in New York. Well, why am I so positive now that Devin Williams all of a sudden can be? He was in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? He's going to do better in Citi Field. It's the same type of pressure. I don't want to hear that. It's totally the same amount of pressure now. Yankees, Mets, there's too much pressure with the money that's being thrown around with the New York Mets and Steve
Bro,
Cohen.
he signed with the Mets, bro. He's
Right.
not a trade this time. He want the smoke.
Well, right. Okay,
know
but
they
that doesn't
did, but,
necessarily
I
make me
wouldn't-
feel that all of a
Maybe
sudden
he's not
he's going to turn
scared.
it on. You know?
You know what I mean, Gino? Maddie, like this guy wants it. Like he ready. All right, boy.
No,
Let your nuts hang. Let's go.
he better be. You know, I mean, Mets did not make the playoffs last year. This
It's
is
not
a
a trade
huge
this
problem.
time. He came here and he tasted the chopped cheese. He tasted
Yeah.
the bacon, egg, and cheese,
And he's
and
winning.
he knows how it. He's winning.
All right.
He knows what comes with it. So all right,
What
big
is
boy,
he, by the way?
respect.
What nationality is Devin Williams?
Devin Williams,
Yeah.
he's a multi-complected motherfucker. I don't know.
What is he? You don't know?
A multi-complected motherfucker.
What
I don't know where
is
he's.
he grew
Sorry, it's
up.
good
Where did he
question.
grew up? High school. He went to high school in Hazelwood, Montana.
Wow. Oh, this is a great question. I don't know why you asked Devin Williams' background, but let's go.
Is that MO, right? That's Montana?
Yeah, it's
MO?
Montana. It's Montana. Yes. No, Missouri. That's Missouri.
Is it Missouri?
Montana's
MO?
Yeah, Montana's MT.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Missouri. I always trick me out. Missouri.
You know more than me. I don't know. I'm a little.
No,
You
I'd like to
sure?
say Montana.
Hazelwood.
But
Where
no.
the freaking no?
He's from-
Really?
He's from Missouri. Yeah, maybe it's St. Louis
Hazelwood.
suburb.
Where is this? Jesus. So all right. So
He's
it's
born in St.
Missouri.
Louis. Single
Okay,
mom.
yeah, it's Missouri.
He's from St. Louis. He's from
Yeah.
St. Louis.
And what is anything? He's just he's got to be.
Nah,
something.
he's single mom. Yeah, he's got a little brother in him. Probably looks like he's black and white. Just looking at it. I don't know.
I don't
You gotta
know,
look at his-
man. A
you
little
know?
Asian in there? No.
Yeah, he's definitely. But yeah, I see him.
You know.
What is Devin the Airbender? Nicknamed the
The
Airbender.
airbender. I mean, the
Raised by a
airbender.
single mother, Angela Norton, in the northern part of St. Louis County. A fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, always wanted to play soccer full time as a child, but his grandfather insisted he play baseball, and he found more
Oh,
success with the latter. And it was history.
he wanted to play
You know, yeah.
soccer.
A lot of people do now. A lot of these young guys do. He's a couple years older than you. I'm younger than you. He's about 31, 32 now. Been in the league a little bit. He's getting paid now, bro.
Interesting.
Mhm. He does look like he could be a little Asian.
Right?
He's black,
Just a
little
little
Asian,
bit.
little black, white. He could be Dominican too. Fucking good people. He could be,
That's what I was wondering. I actually thought that he
like,
was.
he's
bro.
Dominican too. He's
He
Dominican, right?
he's biracial. I thought he was a little Dominican.
Right.
It was either
They don't have nothing wrong with
Dominican or
that.
Asian, I swear to God. He's biracial with a black father and a white mother.
Right.
He,
That's what I
he
thought.
identifies
Damn.
more with being black, apparently.
Right. Right.
All
He's from
right.
St. Louis.
I'm
The
just
verb will be
curious.
black. Well, he's
Yeah.
from St. Louis. It's a lot of people say they live in black
Listen,
town.
I don't know. He
If you
could
live in
be
the
still.
city,
Still could be
Yeah,
something.
I mean, Yeah, you're right. He could be the, yeah, you're right.
He doesn't look it though. That's funny. Yeah. All right, my
Yo,
man Pots and Pans from St. Louis, Hazelwood, Missouri, baby. All right.
Right.
Listen, you know what's Gino saying over there? He did it after a bad start. Dominican. He said Dominican.
You look Dominican.
I
He
would-
did after that. He said he did after the bad start with the Yankees, Dominican. And he said he seen that he could
Yeah,
handle.
no, but if that was the case, he would have stayed in the Bronx, man. It's nice.
Yeah, but the Mets got the money. It's Uncle
Yeah.
Stevie, baby.
Hey,
Uncle
listen,
Stevie
he's
got the
changing everything, Uncle Steve, and you know this whole infrastructure that's going up, man. That's why I mentioned that park. I mentioned the casino. I mentioned all the parks, residents, you know, housing developments, parks that's going up. I mean, it's just going to be
for a visit. Yeah.
that whole area in 5 years from now is going to be completely transformed. I'm not joking, and people shit on it still. The junkyards of Queens and Flushing, and Steve's changing that. I think he understands that a lot of New Yorkers have that perception of Flushing City
He's a
Field
Met
area.
fan.
And
He's New York.
he's going to change that. That all those auto shops, good night, goodbye. I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to be. And I don't think it's going to like turn into like an Atlantic City where the casinos, there's a lot of backlash against these casinos. Like, a lot of people are voted against it. They did not want this. A lot of Flushing residents, Asian community Flushing residents, in uproar, which is kind of funny to me because oftentimes maybe I understand it though because they're very susceptible to gambling, the Asian community, and
real say there's a lot of Asians in Grand Resorts and Resorts Casino.
no, for real. My mother-in-law is always there, man. She playing those slots, all right.
So that's why they don't want it.
That's why they don't want it because they know it's gonna.
You know what time it is.
It's gonna create. But listen, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe because it's me, and I know like I'll never. Or at least I feel I guess I'll never know for sure. But I never could see myself being that type of person that's just throwing away the mortgage, and gambling and things like that.
Nah, but
like,
that's you.
The only thing I'm looking forward is that casino is to play poker. I want to go there and play Texas Hold'em and play some tournaments, have a good time, maybe go to a Met game, then go play some Texas Hold'em. That would be just like a dream night for me, honestly. I could walk across the street and go play Texas Hold'em now. Yay.
People more vulnerable, bro. You're not vulnerable to that shit.
I know, that's the thing. Yeah, I guess
the people who are against it, they're close to people who are vulnerable. They've seen it. I know none of you've seen it.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's people who it's affecting them right now. It's affecting someone they care about right now. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
How responsible this thing that we're dealing with the whole gambling, legalized gambling, you have to be responsible. So,
by the way, I know you can't see me right now, but I'm showing the people the little trusty dusty notebook. All right, that is the record after week 13. You went 3 for 4, my friend. So I'm 1 game up on you on this NFL predictions. All right, we went last episode we went over from like week 6 all the way to week 13. W and I, we pick 4 games a week for the NFL. And interestingly enough, after 13 weeks, and mind you, we don't put money on these specific games, although we do like to indulge ourselves a little bit on the weekly. We do it as responsible as we can, and but we do not put money on these specific picks, at least not all the time. So it's just for fun.
Fun competition and fun and studies.
Indeed.
So we can examine their stats later. And next year we have plans. We're going to bring a non-sports fan in and pick games with us. So we're gonna.
But interestingly enough, after 13 weeks, I am 26-26, and Dub is 25-27. Pretty damn good, honestly. Even keel.
20 games to pick left.
Yeah, and if we tie going into the playoffs, then we'll keep it going, and try to decide a winner into the wild card, and if it needs to go further into the divisional and conference. So I just had to throw that out there before we get out of here. The kids are up here. I did want to bring that one last subject again.
Gino's gonna love it.
Obviously, baseball. There's plenty of time to talk about this, and I even had somebody like comment on Facebook say, "Oh, it's football season," and I laughed and I was like, "Well, not really in New York, to be honest with you. This is the most excitement I got, to going for me outside of the Knicks right now. I guess the Rangers are kind of like, a little bit of excitement there. I don't know if I could get too high on it.
Avalanche are 18-1, the greatest.
Are they really?
Yes.
Wow. I did not know that. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, you know what I was thinking, bro? We need to talk more hockey on here. I don't know. Nobody's going to care. But I'd be interested to talk more hockey.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need one of them guys, Long Island guys, Maddie, come around, talk hockey and, help us anchor our hockey segment. We
could maybe reach out to a couple other hockey content creators.
Listening, we need a hockey correspondent. Can you help us?
Yeah, we could bring somebody on. We could reach out. We're it's at that point, bro. We could talk to some people.
We need a college football guy. I'm pretty decent, but we need a college football guy next season, and we need a hockey guy now. We need a hockey guy now.
Yeah,
I think
for
we
sure.
can do the college football playoff together because it's going to be Maddie's going to step up. He's going to be watching, so we'll be able to get through that. But we're going to need one next year. But we need a hockey guy for sure.
Gino says, I got one for you, a female. Now, are you talking for hockey or for college football? Either way, I'm interested. But you got a female hockey player. That's dope. Yeah.
That'd be awesome, if you got a female hockey girl for us. That'd be awesome.
That's dope, actually. We could use that. Yeah, he said hockey. Okay, all right.
Yeah, my cousin's a resourceful son of a gun. He always been like that.
She a monster. All right. I mean, as long as she, clearly she plays hockey.
Said that she'll come on with us. She's gonna come on
if she knows, how to talk hockey and all that, and be willing. I'd be down.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I'm not opposed to that at all. Last night was this last night, Dub?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, it was. December 2nd. The Lakers getting slapped around by the Suns. All right. LeBron James has this long ass streak going. How long is it? Do we know? What's the number on that?
Over 1,000 games. It's 1,200 something games, maybe. It's over 1,000 for sure.
Over 1,000 games. It's just a ridiculously long streak of at least 10 points per game that he plays in. All right. And last night, in a game in which, really they were out of it. There was no hopes of coming back. LeBron, 7 points, needs 3 more, and, was kind of hobbling a little bit because of injury, and staying in the game.
He said he had old man foot the day before.
Right. I think we sat out the day before, right?
Right, with old man foot.
Yeah, so sat out the day before, with old man foot, as W, puts it. And, here he is. He's playing again. Did he really? He said,
That's what he said. Yeah, he
quote unquote, old man foot. There you go. So sitting out the day before with old man foot, and that's words by LeBron James. All right. 7-point game, needs 3 more, stays in this game just to get that 3 points. Hits a 3, I believe, right? It was a 3 to get it done. Yeah.
Missed a couple of shots.
Yeah, missed more than a couple. He was 3 for 10 with a, and 3 turnovers.
He was trying to get the 3 points.
Yeah.
It was a disgrace, bro.
I have it up here for the people on the screen right now. No need to play the audio. No, but you can see good old LeBron. Now, listen, he's been moving pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, he's definitely ailing with an injury right now. And, at this point in his career, man, just sit out. You just know that you can't do it. Obviously, he started the game, so he was aware that his streak was now in jeopardy.
And then he came back in the game.
Probably should have left and stayed out of the game, but comes in.
Checked himself back in during garbage time.
Right. Checks himself back in during garbage time. Basura, and takes away some valuable minutes from a younger player, rookie player, whoever that could get some valuable minutes in a garbage time situation, and solidifies his little 10-point streak. With 3 points.
Let it go. We respect it.
I was about to say, what are your thoughts, bro? What are your thoughts overall? Are you okay with this? Do you like this?
No, I'm not okay. I don't like it. Come on, El. You look pathetic. Look at it. Buddy, look at it. It looks pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely was not moving well last night.
Bro, he checked himself back in garbage time. Come on, bro.
Honestly, I would have more of a problem with it if it was a close game and he was like forcefully keeping himself in there because of it. Would he do that then?
He would have stayed in the game. They checked everyone out. Larry, that's it. We're done for the night.
Yeah, but you think he stays in? He was not moving well, not playing well.
No, but he came out, then it's like, oh, I got to go get them 10. And he came back.
Yeah. Yeah, so somebody whispered in his ear, hey, you got 7. You got to get this,
Yeah, get that. At at the 6-minute mark, he comes back.
Apparently, he's no longer eligible, and I thought this was a little early in the season for this, but...
You know how many rebounds he had yesterday?
No. I can look it up.
He has 0
So he
rebounds.
wasn't moving well. Yeah, it's obvious.
Right.
Yeah, he looked like he had no bounce to his step, all that. He should have been in the game. But that's what I mean, though. Like, I don't know, like I don't know if it's a big game down the stretch there. Does he stay in there? I don't know, because he was not effective. You know, so he would just be hurting.
There's no question. He came back to pad that stat, right?
I'm saying
it was just so great, pathetic. That shit is beneath him what he did last night, in my opinion.
I guess I think I'm making the argument that it's lesser of a problem to me because it was garbage time. It's like, yeah, it doesn't like sit well, but at least it's like, you know, he's really not jeopardizing the overall record of the team, because it wasn't like they were coming back in this game at that point. Now, if they're in a tight match where, you know, they're trying to fight for the win, and, you know, it's coming down to the stretch, you know, and he's, you know, taking up valuable minutes where, you know, he's clearly injured and not moving well, I think that would rub me the wrong way a little bit more. Either way, I don't like it, you know, but, you know.
I got something for you.
And it's not like it's a record that, you know.
No, it's a trash record, like, right.
Yeah. It's not something that
like,
really
bro.
I would care either way. If he didn't get it, he did get it. So what? You scored 10 points every game. All right. You know, it's a long time. You know, it does kind of show a little bit. It's more about him than it is the team. You know?
Right. And I'm going to show you more how it's about him. Check that one out. Go to your DM. There's more from last night. When Coach JJ Redick was trying to call LeBron a timeout to run he's trying to run a play for him, and LeBron was just arguing with the Suns bench. And then they had to call the timeout because LeBron didn't know what was going on because he was arguing. Go ahead.
You're sending that to me?
I sent it to you.
Gino's funny. Gino's funny. He said, I would say he could have let his son play, but then again, leave him in.
Right. Gino, Bronny had more rebounds than LeBron last night. All right? He had 0 rebounds in 30-something minutes. So if you're not capable, go sit down, OG. What you come out here for? And then he drawing with the Suns bench. They trolling him. He arguing with them. Redick trying to call a play for him. He don't even know it. And everybody's yelling, LeBron, coach. And then the Redick calls the timeout. They call the timeout. LeBron's still standing there. He still doesn't know they called the timeout even though they're running a play for him. He's arguing with the Suns. That's what I sent you. Like, bro, what's wrong with him last night? And it's just like it's become he's like Hogan. Like, he's so selfish. I mean, before LeBron's always bro. That's some me shit, bro. I just think he's beneath him, bro. He shouldn't. Like you said, the stupid stat, 10 in a row, double digits. All right.
Right.
Let it go, bro.
All right, this is a video you just sent me. Apparently, JJ Redick was trying to call a play for LeBron while they're down. What is it? I don't know, down 21 in this game. I got some audio here. Not that it really matters.
Right. Dylan Brooks all in his head. He want to argue with Dylan Brooks. Right?
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks got him. He already know he got him.
He's over there chatting up with the Phoenix Suns bench. I mean, you know, listen, you know, and laughing while down 21. Not a good look, you know. Listen, you know, LeBron's been in the league for a long time, man. I can't necessarily criticize him for things like that. But you know, he's definitely on, you know, his old man shit now a little bit, you know.
JJ Redick looked pissed off, bro.
Yeah,
he looked frustrated.
I mean, yeah, because he's an old school guy and he understands. But yeah, at the end of the day,
you can't tell LeBron nothing.
No, at the end of the day, you can't tell him nothing, man. That's what it is. What it is, man. Yeah.
Well, I don't want LeBron out of the league, but I know the Lakers are tired of his ass.
I suppose so. All right, everybody.
Receivers, I never get out of here. We're talking about Keon Coleman and Abdul Carter missing meetings. You got to be LeBron when you can start acting like a fool like that. Yeah. And that's what those guys don't understand. You have to be playing on these. You're nobody. You're a wide receiver. We get another guy to catch the ball. You know, we can get a guy to catch the football, but we're only going to get one LeBron. That's for shit.
Oh, yeah, he is right. Well, that concludes episode 48, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, I got to get out of here and go give the kiddos a kiss goodnight and put them to bed. And that's it for me. And I'm just going to enjoy myself for the rest of the night. Relax. All right. I had a little run prior to the show. Ran in that rain, splashed in those damn puddles.
Goddamn right.
All right.
Both of them feet off the ground. We're flying.
That's it, man. I was moving tonight. You know, don't matter what. You know, nothing stopped me out there today.
Got Magic Spurs. I don't know if Wemby's playing tomorrow in Orlando if he's coming in, but we got that game tomorrow. So
nice.
Yeah. Wendy's
right now,
Orlando Magic's playing pretty good.
Right now, you got the Knicks down 6 at the half against Boston in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A little action going around. San Antonio, 63-59. What happened now?
Cut that box on, yo.
I know. Don't worry, all right? Actually, as a matter of fact, screw you, because I was waiting for my batteries, and then my batteries just got delivered today. So now I can hook it up. There you go.
Amazon?
I had to. I had to buy a bunch of batteries because I used a lot for the Christmas, Halloween, and Christmas decorations. So now I had to order a bunch more. So they just came in today. Yeah.
That remote, just keep that switch off, and that batteries will last forever. When you keep it off. You'll see it. There's a power on and power off switch on the remote.
Gotcha.
So you keep the battery power. Yeah. So that Matty B. It's a great show.
Yeah, Golden State. OKC tonight in Golden State, 20-1 record for OKC. Will that change tonight? Probably not, but we'll say 20-1.
And the Avalanche are 18-1.
Amazing. Well, that concludes this episode, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right. See boy Matty B, Epis Sports Radio, W. Dubois. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Twitch, YouTube. If you haven't already done so, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and keep those notifications on for any future content or episodes coming up. Officially 40,000 strong on YouTube. I appreciate you. All right, couldn't do it without you. Let's keep the momentum going and check in with me possibly this Friday for episode 49. All right, I should be getting on. I don't think Dub's going to be with us. He's going to be out there working, doing his thing. But hopefully I have a special guest for you.
Tomorrow night?
No, Friday night.
Okay, Friday night.
Friday night. Yeah, that's the next time I'm looking in. And coming days, I'll probably do a little content and all that. So,
I'm going to try to definitely be there. I'm going to be there next Monday, I believe, for Mental Monday. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to, what we have going on before there, guys. But I'm going to be there next Monday.
Sounds good.
I got this homestand. Yeah, got this a lot of work at the arena. So.
And as always, if any of you would like to be a guest speaker on the show or call in, reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, email me at mbenedetti1992@gmail.com if you're interested. All right. That's it for tonight's show. Thank you for watching. Those that you joined us tonight on live. And thank you for watching in post. As always, it's your boy Matty B, Epis Sports Radio. My man, Pots and Pans, W. Dubois. Until next time, keep showing up.
Keep showing up.
Wake up! You can't remember where it was. Has this dream stopped?
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind. And hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Shit was funny. What is he? Chino's definitely Dominican.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Happy hump day. Yeah, good rest of your week. See boy Matty B. Signing off.